Hey friends, it's Ash. How you guys doing? Doing a quick update about New York again, 'cause some more info is coming out day by day. And watching the De Blasio and Cuomo news conferences is really something interesting if you want to study how not to do a press conference where you tell any information. What you basically have is with De Blasio and Cuomo is they pick only news agencies that are loyal to them. And so almost none of them ask any questions that will ever show what's going on, right? They're going to ask bullshit questions and they're going to let Cuomo rant on and on, question after question. The guy will rant on for 15 minutes on one. So he doesn't have to answer more than, say, 4 questions in a news conference. He's not allowing certain press agencies in. And then you get de Blasio, who's just completely lost. He has no idea what he's doing anymore. It appears to me that he's always been a controlled asset of some other person or people. And yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. He may be removed by Cuomo at some point. Also heard rumors that basically Trump is running every country in the world right now. He's basically in full control of the world. He's probably the most powerful man that ever lived. If you notice, when he went on that tour to all the different countries, like the sword dance, right, in Saudi Arabia, the sword dance is only reserved for the most highest of the high people that come there. Usually the leader of their country does the sword dance, I believe. So when they let Trump do the sword dance, that's a big deal. That's a message that they're sending saying, this guy's actually running stuff. We're just going along. Then he went to India and different countries, right? And you saw that a lot of these guys were standing there with their hands like this in front of them, right? My hands are tied, right? Remember when Trump walked in front of the Queen? You don't walk in front of the Queen. You kidding me? That is a direct sign that I don't respect you, right? He went and walked over to Charles. He was doing stuff in that meeting that no leader's ever done. No leader's ever walked in front of the Queen before. You walk behind the Queen or at the side, not in front. That was also a direct sign. See, so if you're seeing what's going on here, you'll know. And that's why Trump's putting all the pressure on New York. It's not because he hates New York. He loves New York. He's trying to free New York from bad leaders who are going along with the wrong program on purpose, keeping New York shut down, which is one of the major money centers of this country. It's the economic engine of the entire East Coast and more. That's how much money New York can bring in. And then you start thinking about the tourism that he shut down and the fact that the CDC is allowing people to come in here, but he's making them quarantine for 2 weeks. So how are you going to go on a vacation here? You got to sit in your hotel room for 2 weeks. You're going to pay for that at some hotel that's charging you $150, $250 a day? It's going to be some vacation. You ain't going to see nothing except out your window. So he basically shut down the tourism on purpose, right? You can't come here as a tourist now. You want to sit in your room for 2 weeks, have fun. So no tourism. City streets are basically empty. There's nobody going around doing much. If you're working, you're going out, but otherwise at night there's like nobody outside. It's dead. It's something out of like the Warriors movie. It's getting close to that. Maybe I'll do a video one night. I'll walk around late outside, see what it really is like out there, because I haven't been walking around late at night outside anymore. I don't know many people that are, unless you got a death wish. So yeah, he shut the city down, and he's leaving it shut on purpose. And all these business owners are saying, "Hey, when can we open? When can my restaurant do indoor dining?" And then they say, "Well, you can, but here it's 25% occupancy inside," which is nothing. Can't make any money like that. Could do it 50%. They want to do everything the least amount that they can so these guys suffer. And none of these business owners are getting together. They just started to sue Cuomo and stuff, and there are some lawsuits, but they're not getting together and saying, "Hey, we're all going to open at once." Then they can't stop it, but they won't do it because I get why. You're scared that you're going to get fined or shut down. They're threatening these guys to take your license away. How are you going to run a business like that? So that's what's going down here, man. New York's still shut down, and it doesn't need to be, but we've been at 1% for what? Weeks? Month? 2 months? There's nobody getting this thing here. Very low death rate, almost none. So why not open things up? Because they don't want to. They want to hurt Trump. They want to hurt the country as much as they can. And I got a feeling that November 4th, 5th, 6th, you're not going to hear this much about this anymore. You won't have to wear a mask anymore. It'll be over then. See, that's what I think's going on. So, yeah, New York's in a bad way, and some of those other democratically run states, you can't say that they're not being kept down on purpose because the Democratic governor or mayor isn't involved. Of course they are. How can you not see it? Look at all the states with the most violence. They're all Democrat run. So, just read an article, Florida says they're opening everything back up. No businesses have to, no COVID restrictions. Let's hope that means the mask was off. That's why everyone's going to Florida. I'm thinking about it too. Why would I stay up here? You got heavy taxes. Florida has no income tax or lower. All the taxes are less there. So what are you going to do? You're going to stay up here, pay heavy taxes, $2,000, $3,000 a month rent? For what? You're not getting anything out of it anymore. New York lost its shine. You destroyed it. You figured out the way to destroy it, and that's what you did. You let all the businesses die. And nobody's got any heart here to stand up for themselves no more. They're so beat down, most of these people. That's the real. They don't have it in them anymore to fight. They got beat down so bad. You got people in the street walking alone wearing a mask still. You got beat down, cowed, and you got to break out of that mindset. People got to break out of that mindset and wake up and say, hey, I'm not going to be subjugated anymore. I'm not going to allow people to do this to me. That's what you got to do. That's what I do. When I walk outside, I'm not wearing a mask, period, unless I have to in the store to get my food, and that's it. And I've never heard anyone say nothing to me. And even in the stores, I'll pull my mask down because I just wear a bandana. So I'll just pretend, oh, well, my hands are full, it slipped. I don't know. Nobody's ever said a word to me. So people are starting to get fed up here with the mask. They realize it's bullshit. But still, most of the people here are wearing it. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna set my own example for myself, and this is how I'm gonna walk around. You don't have to agree with it, but I don't agree that the mask protects you. I know it doesn't, because the virus is smaller than the mask. You can look it up. And even surgeons, they did a study in England years ago about this, and they found that surgeons who wear a mask or don't wear a mask, there was no change in the amount of people who were had any infections from the surgeon. So the mask doesn't really do anything. That's the reality. It doesn't protect you. You could still get the virus. It can go right through those masks. It's smaller than the mesh of the mask can stop. Those masks don't even protect you from smoke particulates, okay? You can go look it up. The surgical mask. Maybe the N95 will, but it's still not perfect because the seal over your mouth has to be perfect, right? What if there's a gap? Can you, be sure that that mask is perfectly on your face every second of the day? No. That's the point. So this is all bullshit. We don't wear masks for the flu, which kills more people every year than almost any other disease. We've had 100,000 death flu seasons here. It's not unusual. 80, 100,000. I think the flu is a 10% death rate. So what are we doing here? We're wearing a mask for something that has a 0.001% death rate. 99% of the people up to the age of 50 survive this. 99%. So what are we doing? We're still wearing a mask everywhere. It doesn't make sense. Subjugation. They're forcing you to do it to keep the fear thing going. And people here are suckers, man. They're just falling for it. That's all I can tell you. I don't know what else to say about it. I haven't been wearing a mask the whole time. Been walking around without it the whole time. Never had a sniffle. So the reality is that most people, if they did get this, they were asymptomatic and they never knew they had it. Because you have an immune system. That's what your immune system does. It takes care of colds and it beats things down if you keep it in a high form, right? If you're doing apple cider vinegar and you're taking your vitamin regimen and you're eating well and exercising, you're probably not going to get sick. You get sick when you beat your body down, you don't rest enough, and you make it susceptible where your immune system is lowered. How do you lower your immune system? Wear a mask over your fucking face all day long. Breathing in your own waste product, CO2, and all the germs that collect around that mask are going in your body, in your lungs. And by the way, stay home, right? Stay home, away from most people. So you're not getting any sun. You're not getting any fresh air. You're reducing your immune system, right? Because you're not being you're not exposing yourself to other people and the germs that they have that keep your immune system high. So if you're an elderly person, you've done the trifecta to kill yourself, right? You've put on a mask all the time, so your immune system's down maybe 20%. You stayed inside, you haven't got sun, which is healthy for you and helps your immune system. So these people told you to do all this stuff not to keep you safe, but to kill you. And you're going to have to come to a realization of that, at least here in New York and some of the other states. They never, and if you look at what the CDC's guidance is, I mean, it's a freaking joke. These people are changing what they're saying every other day. I mean, if it's not obvious to most people that these people are corrupt, controlled entity that is lying to you, I don't know what else I have to do to show it to you. So that's where we are, peeps. We're going to end these institutions that have lied to us our entire lives. We're going to get rid of them and put in institutions and people that are moral, that have morality, that are there to actually serve the public good and not kill it. And if you look up the CDC, I'll leave you with this. The CDC owns patents on a lot of drugs, man. Go look it up. Why would the CDC be allowed to hold patents on drugs? I thought they're there to control disease. That's all you're supposed to do, is help us control the disease in our country, inform us, and keep us safe. You're not a drug maker. You're not a patent holder. That's the problem. Go look it up. So, here in New York, we're in deep trouble. We got to get rid of Mayor de Blasio. Maybe Cuomo's going to remove him. Maybe he's not. We'll see. But I could see both the mayor and the governor going down in this because they're both guilty of massive crimes. A lot of money's gone missing under de Blasio and Cuomo, and Cuomo pushed seniors into the old age homes. That's on paper. March 24th, we have all the information on it, but nobody wants to ask the questions here, so that's where we are. We'll see. I think after November 4th, you're not going to hear too much about this thing anymore. And I don't think you're going to have to wear a mask much after that. We'll see if I'm right. But it's obviously, this isn't about a virus. This is about the election. This was about trying to force people into this mail-in voting thing, which is obviously fraught with problems. They just found a bunch of Trump votes, military votes in a ditch. So yeah, I mean, if I burn all your votes that are Republican and I just put all the Democratic ones, and I win, right? It's not too hard to figure that one out. And you can't secure all those votes. You don't know where they are. You don't know what the custody of them is. You don't know where. I mean, they had another guy. They found U.S. mail in the back of a business and dumped in the garbage there, or just in an alley. You know, they're dumping the votes. It's already happening. So my thought is we're going to use the quantum voting system that the post office filed a patent on about a year and a half ago. Go look it up. And Trump's letting these fools think that, yeah, we're going to do this mail-in bullshit, and then he's going to pull out the quantum voting system, which is unhackable, and these people are going to crap their pants because they're going to realize we can't rig the elections no more. It's going to be a fair one, so we'll see if that works out. Quantum voting system, quantum financial system coming into play right now, so starting to switch over, and that's what this is all about too. So yeah, if you have 100,000 or more in a bank, I suggest you start to secure your funds if you haven't already in some way, because I don't think the banks are gonna. Some of these banks ain't gonna be there, and if you got lots of money in there, man, you're gonna get hurt. They ain't gonna come back. Your account ain't gonna have it all there. I don't think. Not if it's millions, man. FDIC only insures a certain amount, and I'm sure that's gonna be less. So you need to realize that and act accordingly. And I'm not a financial advisor. You do what you want to do. I've done what I wanted to do. I got out of stocks years ago. So anyway, I wish you well. I hope your ascension's going well. Energies are just continuing to grow. We're being hit with 5D gamma rays. I'm hearing from the central sun that are being beamed here by um, the alliance members from the Galactic Federation of Light who are here, who are saying that they're here in our lower orbit, helping us to ascend and helping us to ascend. So I can't see them yet, but we'll see. I've seen some stuff that doesn't look right to me in the clouds, so we'll see. Same thing when I was in Reno. I saw clouds that look round clouds that look just like spaceships all over the place. So I don't know what was going on in Reno back then, but we'll see. I know they were taking out dumbs all over the place, and we're still doing it. And there's so many of them that it's going to take years to clean this out. Years. So it's going to be a world effort to get the world back, man. That's where we are. We're trying to get our freedom back, and we're close. Close. You can see the system that is dying out is thrashing around, and it's going to cause as much violence and chaos as possible before the election. So you need to stay in your center. You need to do the inner work that you need to do to get yourself back up, out of the hole maybe, or just dealing with your karma, transmuting it, and moving on to more positive space. That's it. Work on you right now. Work on you and work on moving forward in your life, whichever way you want to move. And it's not that hard. You just need to take time for yourself, do your meditation, do your stretching, do all this stuff that we've talked about, and keep yourself in a positive mindset. That's it. And so with that, let's hope for New York and other states that are suffering right now to be free soon. And Florida's looking awful good. I'm sure their population is going to be quite something at some point because a lot of people are moving south, baby. And I'm seeing moving trucks every weekend here, a lot of them. So can't find a good truck up here at all. It's very hard. A lot of cars being sold up here. So I wish you well with your ascension. I'm sending you love and light. And just remember that wherever there's light, darkness cannot exist. Peace.